Well. Good evening once again. I bring you greetings from the most wistful John G. Jones Grand Lodge. And definitely having a good time this evening. Just, listen to some old school mix. And this is some old school remix real quick. Got that Grandmaster Flex going on. And I just sitting back just chilling. So, this video right here is going to be real plain and simple, So I'm going to share some information with you that I think brothers and definitely sisters should do. You should do this for your own jurisdiction. You should do this not only for your jurisdiction, but for yourself. Now, I'm going to share my information with you. So I'm going to go over here to my own little library here. This is my room. This is actually my room here. So here's my other room. It's going to get a little dark, but I'm going to give me a little light here. Yeah, this is my other room. Everybody should have a room. I got a full bar, full bar over there. Anything you want. I got a full refrigerator. All of this belongs to me. This is my own little getaway. My own little getaway. I love it. So we call it the hut. When the brothers come over, they say, let's go to the hut, And the hut it's all about brotherly love in the hut. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. It's all about brotherly love when you come to the hut, That's what we call it, right? Right, Brother Sutton, my wishful master, Calvin Sanders. Yeah, how y'all doing today, bro? It's all about coming to the hut, but that's that. So look, now, I think everybody should have a library. This is my small Masonic library. I got encyclopedias, Masonic encyclopedias. What I've done here, from day get-go, from my intro apprentice all the way up, my travels, all the lectures I've come across, minutes from my grand sessions that I was a part of, I have them all archived. I have souvenir journals for all the grand sessions that I've attended. I have also souvenir journals for my national level, on the national level. And here in this spot, right here, I have the national newsletter that we once used to have. We used to have a national newsletter from my United Supreme Council. And it looks sort of like this here. This was our national newsletter. This one was from when we had Supreme Council in Niagara Falls. I'm very proud of that. This is our national newsletter. So I just wanted to share that with you. I try to archive everything I can get. Everything I can get, I try to archive it. And I do it because I don't want nobody coming back saying this or that, or do you remember when, or anything like that. So I try to archive everything. So this is what I've done. So I have been traveling now for over 30 years. So what I've done, I began to convert everything into binders and put everything. Oh yeah, let me show you this here too. I have a file cabinet. Well, no, right here. I have a file right here, and I have a file cabinet, 2 drawers, and it's full of information, not only of my Grand Lodge, but with my Supreme Council and the affiliated departments for which work with them. So what I've done is that I've archived everything, every minute from all the houses. When we go to Supreme Council, I've archived all the minutes, budget reports from everyone. I've put them all and I've archived them. Now this one is from the one we had 2014 Detroit. I got the one that we had in Atlanta. And so when someone is asking me a question about, okay, so what took place last year? I can go back and actually look and read minutes from last year. I like that. And I encourage every brother, every sister to do that. Archive your information. And then when something comes up, you have a reference you can go back to and look and say, hey, look, this is what happened such and such time, and this is how they dealt with it, or I have that, and I'm glad I did. I have a lot of stuff that I received from my past Most Puissant Sovereign Grand Commander, the Honorable Esau E. Baxter. He rest in peace. He passed away some years ago, and I was fortunate enough to go to his home, and his family allowed me to go through his archive, and boy, whew, the information he had was unbelievable. Oh my God. I was able to get at least 80% of that. And yeah, when you want to talk about what happened this year, and especially during the 80s and the 70s, I have that in dealing with my Supreme Council. And I love it. I love being able to go back and have a reference and be able to pull it up. And a lot of people don't have that. So I'm encouraging you to do that for your jurisdiction, to save your minutes, your lectures, whatever you can get a hold of, archive it so you'll be able to go back and have references. A lot of jurisdictions don't have a good history because nobody has been able to compound it, you know what I mean? Take it and really be able to say, okay, this, and this. And I pride myself on being able to do that, especially with my Grand Lodge. So I served 8 years as the Grand Secretary, and I made sure I surround myself with people who wanted to see me succeed, you know, and in doing so, I was able to make sure that the minutes was done. I was able to make sure that when they was done, that they was done correctly. I mean, spelling, everything was done correctly. It was not on my own. I just had people that wanted to see me be successful and help me during that time. And I served in that position 8 years. And then I served as the Grand Lodge lecturer for another 2 years. This is before I even became a junior warden, a senior warden, a deputy Grand Master, or a Grand Master. So I was able to serve in those seats and see the Grand Lodge from a different point of view. And not only that, I served as the Secretary General in my Supreme Council for 8 years. So I've archived all of the minutes that I have, and I passed them on to the next incoming secretary. And in doing so, I'm able to reflect back on things that occurred and happened. And when you have that type of archives, it's great. And like I said, I've been in an organization now 32 years. 30, well, no, my son is 30. 31 years I've been in an organization. And I've loved it. And and this is what I do. So this journal right here, this is my 5th journal. And I actually have 6. This is the 5th one. This is my John G. Jones journal. And it deals specifically with my Grand Lodge and the United Supreme Council, which I'm a part of. And what I did, what I do is I archive it. So I'm able to keep up with history. So every year, whether it be a board session or a grand session, I come back with the information, I add it to. I update it every year. So I have something new to share. So I'm gonna share this with you. This is out of the 5th volume that I have. And what I did here, as you can see, do not copy, because I'm getting ready to go into print. So do not copy. If somebody get a hold of this do not copy across here. It's getting ready to go to print. So what I have here is a list of the most puissant sovereign Grand Commander from when we was founded all the way to the present. Okay, so here I have the Honorable Charles H. Nelson, who passed away, and then the incumbent most puissant sovereign Grand Commander is James E. Laws, 33rd, out of Texas. And I have him down. Okay, and then not only that, when you speak of the General Grand Masonic Congress or the or what we call now the Council of Grand Masters, I have listed all the way, starting with John G. Jones being the first, all the way down. So I can archive it, I can say who's who, and keep an accurate record. And I like that. I really like that, because a lot of people can't go into their own archives and pull it up and say, hey, this happened, this happened, that, and I like being able to do that. So when someone want to talk to me or have a conversation, I have a reference I can go to. And not only that, right here, this is called the Golden Years of the National Supreme Council. The National Supreme Council. And this is actually a copy. A friend of mine gave me a copy of a complete book. It's 400 pages. And if you can actually go buy this, it's a great book to have about the National Supreme Council of Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite by Robert A. Crump. Robert A. Crump. Go get that. Man, you will find that at one period of time, what Fletcher tried to do, Brother Fitzgerald, his name was the illustrious William J. Fitzgerald. He was the most puissant sovereign grand commander of the National Supreme Council. He was a genius. This man was able to bring together all of the black ancient and accepted Scottish Rite Supreme Councils together at one time. I mean, he was able to do that, and this was in the 60s. I mean, he was really able to do that, and it was like, wow. Even my Supreme Council was part of that group that came together for the betterment of the organization. And the work that Brother Fitzgerald did was dynamic. Get the book, check it out for yourselves, read it. And like I said, I just want to share this with you this evening. And once you know where you come from, bruh, that makes it even better for your organization. Somebody needs to be able to archive your organization to where you're able to go back and read. And that's the thing about most Grand Lodges and Supreme Councils. They don't have an archive. They don't have nobody to keep their archives. But I took that upon myself for my own records, and I encourage you to do the same. So if you are an inter-apprentice, a fellow craft, a master mason, 33rd, 95th, whatever your degree work may be, I encourage you to archive all the information you get a hold to. Whether it be a lecture, whether it be minutes, whatever it may be. And trust me, it's going to come into handy one day. It's going to come in handy one day. And you'll be able to go back for references. So, until we meet again, I hope you was able to get some out of this. This video is basically called references or archives or whatever you want to call it. So look, as always, as the sun begins to set in the west, enjoy your day. I'm going to listen to some old school hip hop, get into some of that tonight. And toodles. Oh yeah, I'm out. And definitely stay out them bushes, y'all.